So this morning we got the axles out and we had to cut this down because I screwed up on the length of the bump stop cans. So I cut it, trimmed it, and now we're building brake lines. Donnie's making these stainless little strips that we TIG weld. We made this little tool that Dad showed us how to make. And what it does is it presses this. You can do a single or a double. Some redneck tools, more stuff, but this is what it looks like when it's on there. And then it's just a stainless tab so I can pry it open and take that brake line out. And then we're sending these axles out to have them sandblasted, and we will tool black them. Okay, it's a Monday morning and Jess says it's time to do my chores. What's my chores, dear?
I've got some holes I need you to dig for me. Get that away from me. For my plants.
All right. These right here, we want 2 holes there.
Yep. That's right, 2 of them. Best way to dig a hole. Until it breaks your wrist. Don't do that. I need your wrists. There's a lot of tree roots he's contending with to dig the holes in these flower beds. Whoa, what was that? But anyway, he just remarked that he could have done this for his workout. Trying to drill through all the tree roots. Almost done, babe. After that hole, you only have 1, 2, 3 more to go.
Got all the yard work done, did some mowing, got Jess's holes dug for her plants. Things are looking a little different around here. Got this thing off the table and it's moving pretty fast, but I've got a lot of things to do. This morning I'm gonna start by getting the stereo face mounted in the dash. It's gonna be kind of technical because of the way it mounts. And I just remembered that I don't have my heat and AC in here yet. So I'm trying to get an AC compressor ordered. I want the factory stuff. It looked like when I cycled it the other day, it will probably fit. So AC compressor, I need a belt. And when Jess gets back from work this morning, I'm gonna have her get online and we'll probably get on ATEC's site and start looking for some vintage air stuff and ducts and all that. And then I'll start doing speaker boxes and stuff once I get the faceplate mounted in here and get some speakers cut in the doors. I know some people were like, don't put the speakers in your doors because if you pull your doors off, well, I'm gonna put quick connect plugs on them and I probably won't pull my doors off. I like my doors. I put my arm on it when I'm driving and I'm sure Jess will want the doors, but anyways, we like all the ideas, so keep sending them and I'm gonna get to work. This is the stereo that we're gonna be using. It has a lot of options and stuff. Stinger makes it, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of gonna be technical the way I want to mount it. I want it flush in the dash, so I've got to cut this shape and whatnot, and then this mounts to the back of it. This is the main head unit. So I'll probably mount it kind of like you would a CB. I'll make something that comes around and catches this and bolts in, and it'll be welded in the dash. So it's nice and rigid. But yep, Stinger makes some nice stuff and we'll have all these options. So hang on while I finger it out. Okay, we got the dash out. We're gonna do something. This might be on a glove box lid. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of looking at things. And I'm gonna flush mount that right dead center. And we'll figure it out. I'm gonna start by hole sawing a hole, or drilling a hole for this knob. That way I can turn it over on its face and actually scribe it. And that will give me my perfect cutout. Hopefully I can cut it perfect. got that sitting down in there. Now I'm just gonna scribe this and start cutting. Might be kind of hard for you to see, but there it is. That's a big hole. Hopefully it gets cut straight, LOL. So this thing came with quite a bit of stuff that's way over my pay grade, like this right here clicks on, and then it's got adjustment, and this is kind of made to, I'll show you here, it mounts to the back of this. I'm not sure, I don't know. I haven't mounted a radio in like 30 years. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this off, and it's got side mounting holes and stuff, and I'll show you on this. This is how it's gonna look when it's in the dash. I'm gonna make a piece of aluminum that has the cutout for this. This is a power cord and stuff, and you have to be able to get to this. Like this thing slides right here, and then you can unplug this cord and whatnot, but I'm gonna make a piece of aluminum that breaks down, and I can weld it into the dash here and weld it here. And then there's a little step right here. So I'll probably make that out of like 3/16 or 1/8 inch. And then I'll come and make one that's wider, and I'll put all the electrical stuff where it's facing down. And I'll make that bolt on also, and then I'll put sides on it. So you pull this off, and then you pull that off, and whatnot. But I want it nice and compact in here so that it's simple for my wiring guy. All the stuff will be facing down to keep water out, and hopefully it works. Okay, I got my piece cut 3 inches, and I broke it out. These are gonna be my mounting holes. There's a bunch of them, but I'm only gonna use 4. And then I'm gonna cut this square out down the center so that that sets on there. And then I'll make another bracket that goes over the top of it. Then I'll just cut this square out between these, and that should fit, hopefully. Try to do it over the trash can so I don't make a mess. That ruins my day walking around in shit. And I'm in a hurry, I don't have time to sweep. I need like 3 more of these tools so I can have every attachment. So the boss is looking at AC vents and stuff on Vintage Air's website, and this is the one that she likes. So we're ordering all the AC stuff and whatnot. Building the Scrambler is easy, but ordering parts and stuff like that, that's a pain in the ass. And I'm gonna have a pile of parts coming this week. This is the last week I get to work on it before it goes to wiring. So wish me luck that I get all of it done. This is my radio mount. I know it looks kind of crude, but when it's in there, I promise you won't see it. Well, that sucks ass. I put it together wrong. These were supposed to be the other way so I could weld them into the dash. Now I'm gonna have to cut them off because this was too much work. I just cut them off and I'll weld them on this side. Man, I sure know how to make work. Okay, after all that BS, here's what it looks like. And then I got the hole cut for it. And I'm gonna weld this into there, and then that radio head will bolt into that. What do you think? I'm gonna sand. I want it to pop through where it looks like it's got a positive lip, like what this is, probably an 1/8 inch out. Right now I'm real close to flush, so I'm gonna pop that out. But I got the hole cut pretty true, and everything's gonna be black, so you won't even notice. But it is actually perfect, believe it or not. So I'm gonna sand probably an 1/8 inch off of these pieces right there so that we can get that ready to weld in. That looks a little better. Protrudes just a little bit all the way around. So now I just gotta mark this and weld it, and we'll be good. Like a Chinese fire drill going on here. Okay, she's pretty clean. This one's just pinched in there right now, but gets 2 bolts in the side, then all the wires come out the bottom. This plugs in. Very simple, but not easy to build, LOL. I was going to put a glove box behind this, but there's just not enough room to get a decent little button to open it, and I just figured, you know what? I'll figure something else out. We'll do some kind of a little console or something, but whenever I get patterns, I laminate them and get them all where I can use them. This is one that I did before, so you don't have to try and use that piece of paper. It's nice and rigid, and you can lay it out very easy. The next thing I'm gonna do is get my ARB switches in here. I'm just trying to lay out everything. I've got some AC ducts that are gonna take up this whole space right here in each corner, and then there'll be 2 down in the where it comes down in the bottom of the car. And also over here I started laying out my ARB switches or valves. So I always liked using just regular manual air valves, and I put a steel fitting. I do AN to go to the locker, and then coming in I use these quick connectors. There'll be an air tank, you know what I mean, the cage is the air tank, so I just run Synflex, 1/4 inch Synflex over to these, and this one will junction right into that one, and then this one will be my feed. So I'll put these 2 together, and then I put these flange plates on here and figure out my layout. And then what I do is I just drill and tap. I don't even drill, I just take a 1/4 inch tap and I run it in these, and then I just drill the holes. And then when you go to put this stuff from behind, you don't need any nuts or anything. You just put your mounting bolts through there and tighten it up, and it's very simple, clean, and that's the way I do it. This is how I figure out my layout. I've got them put together, and then I'll mark it, and I only put 2 bolts in each one. I'll go ahead and thread all the corners, but like I said, I only use 2 of the bolts. I just go diagonally, and that works out pretty good. Put a little wax on here. Do both of them while we're at it. There we go. Then I got the button heads threaded into it, and I'll use them just to mark my center. So there's that one. And that one. Then I'll center punch them and drill them out. Sometimes I hit the center. Then I'll take my step drill and drill them open just big enough for this ball. Perfecto. One more. Whoops, there you are. Knocking shit over. Now we're gonna hole saw for the switch panel. Do a little double checky. I forgot I gotta make them 1/4 inch. I did them 732, but it looks like it's good. Nice. So here's what they look like. And what I did, like these nut plates, sometimes they don't always want to tighten up where you want them. What I usually do is I'll either just put them in a vise and twist them, and if I can't get far enough, I sand that little face plate right there and get it where it goes on further, and I just play with it until I get it just right. But you can see I got, this one's gonna be very easy. This is my feed that feeds them both, and then this will go to the front locker and this will go to the rear locker. I run -3, but everything under the dash is all Sinflex, and yeah, it works very good. So I just put these up like this. Whoops, maybe I didn't drill that one far enough. I better get my drill, hang on. See if that does it. Well, oh no, I about messed up. One ball's bigger than the other. I guess I'll just force it through there. LOL. But then I just take a button head on this side, and since my flange is already threaded, it threads right in, and I just get them all started. And then once I get them started, then I'll tighten them. Very simple, very clean, and easy to work on. I've been using these air valves probably since my second Jeep that I built back in the 90s. I just didn't like all the relays and wiring and stuff. So we used to run a AC compressor as an air compressor back in the day, and we'd put that into our cage or whatever, and yep, very nice. Now let me show you over here. These valves, one of the cool things about them is you can twist them. That's engaged, that's and when it's disengaged, it's kind of loose like this, but you can twist them whatever direction you want. You can make them go sideways, you can make them go straight up and down. Usually what I'll do, if I don't have a lot of space, I keep them very tight together, and I'll put them at a 45, and just like that. Yep. But anyways, this one has plenty of room, so we're gonna keep them straight up and down. And I always do the top as the front and the bottom as the rear. Then you can't mistake it. I did screw up this year at the hammers. I had two of these, one being my air actuated winch, so it has an air free spool, and I don't run a rear ARB on the rear no more because they don't make it for big enough axles. And I screwed up, and I thought I hit the the front, and it was actually the winch, and it let my rope fall out. So now I got them labeled and stuff. And then over here we've got our dash switches. I got two of these that go here, and then they have logos that go on the keypads, and then down here is going to be my AC vent, and of course the Stinger stereo. I really love it. I can't wait to hear it. And the Garmin. So that's what we got so far. Now I'm gonna screw with something else here. I'll show you. There's so many little knick-knack things that it's like non-stop. So this was a turn signal switch. I was wanting something nice, and it was kind of billet or whatever, but you can see it's just got a regular toggle switch in it. And it only came with, for an 1.5 inch column. It's made for like a hot rod or something. So what I was gonna do was take a piece of tubing and make a pinch clamp that goes on my tube. Instead of screwing with this billet thing, I want this closer to my steering wheel. Let me grab it and I'll show you. Okay, so see the column here? This is made to go on the column, but I like it closer to the steering wheel, kind of like a factory vehicle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of 2-inch 120 wall tubing, and I'm gonna split it, and I'm gonna make it where it comes all the way out to here, because it'll look a lot nicer. You won't see this shaft here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld a little ear. I'll TIG weld it onto that tube and thread it, and then this will bolt right onto it with a couple of button heads. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the wires yet. Maybe I'll be able to find some kind of cool cord that'll go. It's not sticking out of the dash that far, but I'll see if I can't figure something nice out so you don't really see the wiring. But that's my turn signal switch, and when it's all done, you'll like it. If not, all that matters is Jess likes it, the boss. Here's my 2-inch 120 well tubing. Whoops. And you can see it slides over this just nicely. And I'll just put 2 little sleeves on here and put a pinch bolt. And I'll turn the pinch bolt down or whatever where you can't see it. And then I'll weld my ear on here, and that'll put that right against that hub where it just looks like part of the steering column. And when it's all powder coated and this is all anodized, it'll look pretty slick. Okay, let me show you what I've got going on here. I got a piece of 3/16. It probably didn't need to be that heavy, but I figured what the hell. And I'm gonna take and transfer punch these holes right here. And before I pull that out, I'm gonna trace this so I know exactly where it's at. Then I'm gonna try and hold this. Then I'll drill and tap that, and then make me a piece. This is gonna weld onto my 2-inch tube. I'll TIG weld it on there, and that's gonna be my turn signal bracket. See if I can drill a straight hole. Maybe we can get 2 straight holes. Oh, look at that. I got two punch marks. We'll go with this second one here. You can't see it probably, but I can. Not really. All right, now I'm just gonna tap that 1024. So I got that bolted up. Now I'm gonna cut this line on this piece, and then that's what I'll weld to the tube. And then I'll do the pinch clamp part of it. Next, I got 3/4 length of 5/8 120 well tubing, and I spaced it up a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna TIG weld that to this. And then, once I get that TIG welded, then I'll slice it in half so it becomes a pinch clamp. Whoa, wrong flavor. Okay, let's try that. Had it on aluminum still. Very hard for me to see this because I'm kind of blind. Okay. Now I'll cool that off and cut it. Then I've gone in and drilled a hole, and I'll slice that. That just kind of gives it a little relief so it'll let it pinch easier. Good old wheel of death comes into play. So I just got to clean that up a little bit. And then I'll take my other piece on, give her a whirl. And now I got it spaced up so it's the same thickness as this. And I'll TIG weld that. Okay, check out my turn signal switch. Tell me what you think. It comes right up against the hub there. And then down here, you don't really notice it, but I got a little 12-point bolt in there. Got the Stinger radio, the Garmin. I still have my rugged radio to put in there. I'm thinking maybe of putting it vertical right here just because that space is kind of useless, and I want to use this space down here for console and stuff like that. I don't know, I think it looks all right. Well, I think it's about time to quit. I just messed up bigger than shit. I cut this in. I didn't even really want to put it that way, but it fit, and I did it. And I did it when it wasn't in there, and it hits right there. Hits that tube and stuff. Such a disaster. I want to shoot myself. I just love mornings like these.
Me too.
I kind of might have messed up last night on the dash.
Why?
Because you weren't supervising me.
I got an eyelash in my eye.
So I need you to help me figure out what to do to fix it.
Okay, I will. Side note, you know what's really funny? I set that camera up to try to catch the critter that was eating my plants, and it's never been back.
We just need 100 cameras.
Yeah, it's like it knows there's a camera looking at him.
I don't know if you smelled it last night, but there was a skunk, and when I was doing yard work yesterday, I noticed that he was digging holes.
I saw some of his little nose holes out in the gravel, but no, I didn't smell a skunk this morning.
So I'm gonna have to get my trap out again. Stinky skunks. Well, your plants are looking good, and other than the eating parts and that little birdhouse. What's up with that little thing? Is that like a hummingbird house?
Yeah. Maybe that's keeping the critters away.
Yeah. Flowers are looking beautiful.
Yeah, I gotta get the stuff in the ground that you dug me the holes for yesterday.
I know. I work hard to dig a hole and you just leave it empty.
Had things to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go look at my screw up and see what the boss has to say about it. If she can figure something out. I thought I was making good headway. So see that hole right there?
Right, yeah, this
I
one.
had the two-way radio in, and I didn't look behind it before I mounted it.
Okay.
And it hits that cage tube, so
Shit.
we can either open it up and I can box it out and make it where like it's a phone slot or something. Or I could have a little billet plate made that has different ports for your phone, which I don't like because then the cords are hanging down here. I was gonna do a nice little console down here to hold them. Or I can do like this triangulated piece that's boxed in that has a little window in it, and then it has a oh shit bar for you. But it won't be like that. You'll be grabbing the handle down here. So this will triangulate down, and then there'll be a round tube or something going across. So you could hold on, and then I'd have to make the other side match, you know. and I'd almost have to make a piece that goes on this side just to look and see, but I could do flat and then I taper it in. Yeah. See, it's not really usable if we, I mean,
it would fit a phone.
it would fit a phone.
A couple phones. Or...
But as soon as you start driving like you usually do, it'd probably be on your lap or on the passenger's lap. I guess that would be my lap. We probably should put an shit bar for me over there.
Very funny. Very funny.
I know how you drive. A little.
Well, I think because I wanted a handle initially, you know, over here.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about before putting this in?
Yeah.
That
I just got to make sure I have enough room because that AC duct is huge and it's going right in that very bottom corner, but I feel like there's still enough room.
Wait, where are the other ones going?
They're going to go in the top center right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then below that, we'll have our little opening.
And then where's the two-way radio going?
It'd probably have to go down in that somewhere. Like it'd probably go in the back of that cubby or something where I just ran out of room in that dash.
Put it in the ceiling.
I don't like this stuff up there, but
Yeah.
but I'll figure it out. I mean, it could actually go down here low because then it's out of the way. The CB cord's not, or the radio cord's not hanging or whatever, but yeah.
All right. Probably a handle then.
All right, I'll give it a whirl today and see what she looks like. Yeah, you can get your computer out of your slot. Thing's huge.
It's just the case.
Well, your flowers are looking beautiful, dear.
Pink and white ones in here with the mint. They're pretty. Oops.
She's pretty productive. She's watering out there and she's not even out there.
You want to kill this water for me? I'm going to plant some seeds in here too, in the back there where that ivy is, so I can fill that up. I've got some hollyhock seeds I want to get in there.
You need to get that stuff your mom has. What is that?
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah, that stuff's
You
pretty.
won't be able to handle that. Because it is a weed, basically.
I love
and
it.
It spreads everywhere. You'll be pulling it out of the ground all over the driveway.
We got ants.
Ants?
Yeah, there's an ant. I am really struggling this morning trying to come up with an idea for the grab handle. I've done a bunch of different layouts and stuff, and I'm not sure I like the radius because everything else is pointed, so I started making an octagon handle, and that's not fun, especially when you're not very good at drawing an octagon. But I'm getting close, so I'll weld that together. That's gonna be my handle, and then what I'm thinking is I'm gonna see what this looks like and square this bracket up, make a bracket that's not radiused. Well, I'm not sure, but instead of doing radiuses in the corners, that's what's screwing me up, making it look dumb. And by the time I break the inner piece on this and weld it, it's not going to be so sharp. But I think that's going to probably look better than whatever else. I don't know. What do you think? And then of course these corners will be radiused. I'll just have to put it together and see. Broke one out and welded it. And I cut this out. And what I'm thinking, instead of just making it straight, I'm thinking about tapering one side in. So I'll probably have to open the front up a little bit to get it to come in. And then we'll cut this piece down. Well, it's a lot of work, but it's coming together, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and lay the other side out, and I'll get them spotted together like this, and then I'll sand them. You can see where I'm a little uneven right here because I angled this one in, which I knew was gonna do that. I figured I'd just make it up with the cover, but I might wanna shorten it that much a little bit and just see what she looks like. So hang on while I get some junk done. That's how you do it. Like a glove. Now I just gotta weld that seam and this seam and get her done. Okay, and I'll let them cool while I go make me a sandwich. Well, I'm gonna eat a leftover sandwich. I don't know where Jess is at, but oh well. And just as I get my old sandwich out, she texts me and says, I'm bringing you a salad. I'll eat both. It was only a half. I was just telling everyone how I thought you forgot about me.
Oh, I don't ever forget about you. Look at this. I got you a salad. And let's see what else. Ooh, looks like a shirt for 4th of July.
Oh boy. I hope I'm here for the 4th of July.
Oh, you will be. Looks like it might be a little tight on my chest.
Yeah, it might look better on you.
Is it dress?
We can cut the bottom off. Well, one of them is kind of done. The hard part of it, I just got to do the outside and sand it. This is what it looks like before I sand it. Pretty ugly, huh?
This is my methodical way of putting clover in right here.
Oh.
You like it?
I love you, so I love that. I can't wait to see the clover, though. I do like clover.
I hope it works.
All right, I got to get back to work. I just got sidetracked looking at you. You just don't get no better than that. Look how true. So now I got to cap these, and we'll be on our way. And my outer cap. Don't you just hate when you grind your skin off on accident? Damn it, that hurt. I gotta sand it just a little bit more so I have more of a fillet for my weld. But other than that, she's looking pretty good. Well, that right there, pile, is what happens when you make one little mistake and you have to make something like this to cover it up. If you didn't catch it, I screwed up last night and had my radio in there, but it didn't fit when I went to put my dash on because of that tube right there. So now I gotta cut this out, and I'm gonna use them handle that I made to cover that mistake up. Okay, I fixed that screw up. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. A little beefy, but it's very comfortable feeling. And now I'm going to break a piece that comes like this and makes a cup holder down here, like a console. I'll put a couple of AC vents in it, and I'm trying to hurry up because I'm gonna get up at 5 in the morning and take this dash and that fuel tank down to the anodizer. So I'm trying to just get the profile of this done because I'm not gonna have the dash to work with when I get back. I won't have it back till this weekend probably, but at least I'll be able to get it anodized because we don't want to get it wired before it's anodized. It's too much work to take it all apart. Can't really see it, but this is how I'm gonna do it on the bench. I've kind of drawn what I need using this masonite. It's cheaper than cutting aluminum up, and then I can get exactly what I need. So I've laid it out, and I've got it over here in the brake. I'm gonna start breaking it, and I'll match it to that masonite. I believe you have a jacket on. It's summertime. What's going on?
Well, I've been out.
And where'd you get them slides?
Somebody left them.
I was like, I know we didn't buy them.
Yeah, I typically, can I grab it?
Yeah.
I typically would never wear these, but for junk shoes, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you?
Your screw up turned out great.
Who said I screwed up? I did that on purpose.
On purpose. I see.
Unless you look underneath the dash and you see my big hole under there, but pretty comfortable though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm working on the cup holder piece that comes down. I'm just trying to get the main profile done before I have to leave because I won't have this to attach it to. Then at least I can work on it while this is at the
And then do
anodizer.
our AC vents go in here? Or
They're gonna go right here. And I almost screwed myself with this weld. I hope that
it'll fit?
it'll fit, yeah. I've been known to mess up a bunch, but
Just one go on this side?
one there, one on that side, and then there'll be two in the middle on this console deal.
Yeah, okay. Looks good. I like it.
What's for dinner?
Leftovers?
That's not even funny.
You're a good leftover eater, though.
I know, but I figured you was making me something good.
I'm not making dinner. It's my night off.
Oh boy, do I have to take you out again?
No, I said we can eat leftovers.
Do I look like a
Yeah, you do look like you like leftovers.
I don't.
You love them. You're like my garbage disposal.
Oh boy. This is what I mean by following my lines. So that worked out pretty good to make this. Now I'll stick it in here and see how it fits. Watch your legs, dear.
I was looking at this mug Christy sent me. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Do you need me to hold something? No,
Yeah, here you hold the phone.
Okay. I hope you're not showing my unshaven legs.
Alrighty.
Does it fit?
Yeah, I gotta put a little bit more brake on this piece, and then I can attach it. And then this right here is actually gonna I'm gonna cut it out, and I'm gonna make one that's curved like this, but it's gonna be at an angle. And then these cup holders will go in here, and then there'll be a big cubby in here.
Very nice.
And I'll do a light where you can see your junk.
I like seeing my junk.
All right, I'll put a little more brake on it. All right, I've made a little piece of 2-inch strip that I bolted to this piece, and then I got threaded holes that I will put in here when I'm ready, when I'm all done. I won't do it till I'm done because it'll move around and stuff when I weld on it. And now I want to get Jess to help me draw this radius. I don't know if you can see, there's just a slight radius on this, and I'm going to lay this forward and put this radius here where that goes forward on an angle, just to kind of make it match somewhat. So you're going to have to take a break from your book on how to treat your husband. No, just kidding. She's the best. All right, dear, here's a marker.
Oh boy, I have to do the drawing.
When I hold this bent, when I tell you, you look at it and tell me if it looks like it's even, somewhat even.
Yeah. Wait, where are you going?
I'm gonna bow it a little bit more. Does it look good? Okay, draw that line. Okay, does it look pretty even? It's because I was holding smart end.
Yeah.
So then this will be, no. Gotta go in the middle.
I'm just measuring this way instead.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I am a professional measurer. I know what 6 inches is.
I know. I'm glad. Yeah.
Do our cups fit in that one?
Yeah, this is out of the general, and then they make these in spun aluminum, and I'll pick some up, and then they'll just drop in there.
Okay.
Well, I'm about burned out. I gotta get up early, so this is what I come up with so far. And I'm not sure if that's gonna stay one piece or if I'll flange it and make one side come off so it's easier to put in. But I am gonna do some sort of a radius here, but I'm gonna angle this forward a little bit too so that it has this same angle pretty much. Just enough room to get my cup holders in there. And then this will be all opened up and turned into pockets and stupid things like that. And then there will be a couple of AC ducts up there. But for now, I gotta get this dash out of here so I can get it to the anodizer in the morning. And we'll get back to work. Well, it's an early morning here at the camp. And we are headed to the valley this morning to go drop off a bunch of stuff to get anodized and some parts and stuff. And get this seat put back together. And naturally, Jess is sending me pictures of her having a beautiful coffee on the porch this morning, and I'm driving down the highway. This canyon is absolutely beautiful, one of my favorites. In line, waiting for some road blasting and stuff.
I have Emerald today, and she just took a bath. She's all bundled up here. We have a meeting at 9 o'clock. Grandpa had to go to the valley to run some parts, but we're gonna get ready for the day and see what kind of trouble we can get into. She's looking a little unsure. Emerald is looking hard for Grandpa out there. Huh, where is he? Sorry you can't watch him work this morning, baby girl. Check out her cute little chicken socks.
Down here at Squeege's, and Todd is cutting me some holes in my dash because I didn't have these vents to do them. I won't have them for a couple of weeks, but he's fixing me up so I can get this over to anodizer. Thanks, Todd.
Hopefully they're not fucked.
Oh, yeah. It's just metal. I already fucked it up once. Well, thanks again, Todd. That was quick and easy. Squeege's Customs. They do a lot of cool hot rod stuff. Todd's worked here for as long as I've known him. Pretty cool stuff in there. Now we're on our way to see Brian, the upholstery guy.
At the next light, turn right.
And I'm gonna turn right at the next light, I guess. But yeah, he's gonna put that seat back together after I narrowed it up. Lots of little running around stuff to do.
At the light, use the right 2 lanes to turn onto South Signal Butte Road.
All right, we got you. Well, I got my seat dropped off to Brian. He's gonna put it back together. We'll see how it turns out. I told him if I'd have known what a disaster it was gonna be, I'd have probably started with something else, but he's gonna put it together. We'll see how it does. And now I'm on my way to pick up some aluminum cup holders, and then I'll drop them off with all my anodizing stuff. But first I gotta go see my brother and see if he's got he machined me some aluminum links for the sway bar because I forgot to order them, and he's gonna knock them out real fast, so hopefully he's got them ready and getting closer. Got my drive shafts from Arizona Drive Shaft. Got my my rear ends all sandblasted, and a bunch of my bumper and my grill. Bumper turned out pretty sweet. So yeah, we're getting that stuff over here. Custom Coaters of Mesa. It's like Christmas over here. They're wrapping my powder coat up. Watch out for the fan. Don't get your fingers caught in it. Yeah. It's going fast. Guaranteed to make it home without flying out of the truck.
I don't know about that. What's up? Hey, why did you...
Scott showed up to help me tonight. We're gonna get these axles out of the truck and tool black them. Gotta love having good friends. So we're gonna be tool blacking it. It's just a form of rust. And this is my tool black. It just looks like Windex, but it's not. One down, one to go. This is what it looks like after the tool black dries. Nasty ass rust. And it stinks, huh? Get it ready.
Tool black.
Stinky shiz. Sorry if I'm getting you, Scott.
It's all right.
You'll get me back.
Can't make me look any worse.
Ricky might not want to sleep in the same bed as you. You stink. This is the worst shit ever. Hopefully I have more of this stuff.
Where do you get that stuff at?
I think Amazon. Yeah, where you get everything.
Everything, yeah.
So this is before the old tool black, and this is after. After it's all oiled, it just looks nice. Has a nice clean black metal look to it. And then when we get all of our shit hung on there, it looks really good. Scott's out there getting the other one ready. And these are like a ramp for the rear axle, actually for both front and rear. And then it also holds a seal. But on the rears, I'm gonna seal it out at the unibearing out here. And what we do is we give it all the oil we can. That way the gear is nice and cool. Sometimes, you know, if it was a rock crawler, we could run these inboard seals and stuff, but because of this flange right here, I've had to sand, I put this in my sander and sand it off, and I'm gonna take that burr away, and then what I'm gonna go do is in the bottom right here, I'm gonna rotary file that so it has a drain back, and then it's still got enough ramp to get that axle up in the differential. So right now I'll just rotary file this and put a notch for drain back, and then we'll figure out how to drive this bad boy in there. I guess I better tighten that, huh? Okay, I got the Mexican lathe out and I machined it. Scott showed me how. Not bad for a hand machine, you know what I mean? And then we got this side cleaned off. I'm just gonna knock all the burrs off and we'll see if she drives in there. And the next thing is this tool from Snap-on that we got. This is a axle cleaner. If you talk to your local Snap-on guy, he can help you out with this. Just kidding. It's a piece of conduit with a tennis ball, and it works good, especially on this size tubing. So here, let me show you. So what I do is I get this rag with a little bit of a WD on it, and then see how tight it fits, and you just push it on through. And then you come over here, pull that off. Now, look in here. Let's see how clean it is. Very nice. Well, kind of hard for you to see, but I can see, so that's all that matters, right? Very clean. Yep, ask your Snap-on man about this. Okay, Scott's gonna give it the old drive. Yep. Almost like we knew what we were doing. Look at that, Scott. Yeah, for those of you that haven't met Scott, this is my buddy that is my crew chief at the Hammers, and he also lives down the street from me now. You can kind of see that down there. Got a notch for the oil to drain back, and it's a ramp. So when I put my axle in there, oh yeah, ramps right up. Thank you, Brannick, for making nice shit. The old redneck surface machine. Well, that all went together nice. Now we're gonna slide the axle in. Let's see how good that works. Oh, look at that. Uh-oh. No, this must be the long side over here. There we go. So we got that one. And then splines, might need to just wire brush them up and stuff. Then we just used the O-ring and the bore on the outside to seal it. It went together very nice, and you could feel the O-ring seal. Scott's working on this side right now. Got it? Mm-hmm. I just pulled it in with my fingers. All right, one down, one to go. We gotta get our name badge on there, and we're waiting for some caps from the anodizer, but we got everything else on there. Looking good. And the old Warren hoist. Gotta love this thing. Okay, I've been studying this for a little bit, just trying to figure out what I want to do or how I want to do it. I'm putting these under the seat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to break a tray out that sets in there and bolts in. That way, if I ever want to change it, I can change the battery style or whatever. And, you know, I've looked at putting them this way, or laying down. And I'm thinking I'm going to do them just like this, back to back. And then if I need to get to it to jump start something, I can reach it right here. And I'm going to drop it 4 inches into the floor, so it'll hang down and rest right on the frame rail right here, and kind of go from there and hope that works. I'm using this piece of 4-inch tubing to mock up. You can see it's really close to the hind, but it's not touching. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be 4 inches from the top. So that should be perfect, I think. And it'll rest I'm gonna go ahead and make it rest right on that frame, I think, or maybe not though, because then it's rubbing that heim. But anyways, we will go from there and see what she looks like. I've still got some remnants of material I cut out of the wheel wells, and I'm gonna start with that. I think it's a little bit heavier than 1/8 inch, which will be nice because then I won't have to support it or anything. It'll use the floor and flange in. Here's my first little cutout. I'll break this up and then I'll break the sides onto it and get it in there. Now I just gotta break this side. Yo, dear. Oh. How come you always flaunting yourself around me and
I am not flaunting.
making me frisky type?
I'm in my bedroom getting ready to go, and you came in here.
I came to make sure that you're paying the people that I owe money to, and I come up here and look at what I find.
Of course I'm paying everybody the money we owe.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. I love you.
Is that all you really needed?
Yeah, now I'm like wanting to stick around a little bit.
I have an appointment.
I know, it's me. I'm your
No.
I'm your 8 o'clock.
No.
Come on. Back to my battery box business. There goes my girl.
And I gotta ship some stuff, all these tube stacks.
We don't waste anything here at the coop. Salvaging every last piece. My battery box. While my battery box is cooling off, I'm gonna try and be productive and figure out a gas pedal mount. And I'm using the floor. I measured from this seam right here up to get it square. You can see how there's a little off angle here. And then you can see my line that I did right there. So that's how I came up with this. And that's the beginning of my gas pedal mount. I'm gonna use 1/8 inch steel. I would use aluminum, but you know how it is. You always wanna mash the gas, so I'd probably break it out. So we're gonna put 1/8 inch steel and bolt it to this. This is all gonna be strong enough because it's very heavy. It's a little heavier than 1/8 inch aluminum and just the way it's put together. But I'm gonna tie it into here and then back into itself. Well, here's what I started with, and I already screwed up, but I know I'm gonna pop that hole in here so I can hang this and fill it. But you can see where I screwed up my angle. It's not square. I got the pedal about where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill and thread that hole, and then I'll be able to get some more true measurements. I don't wanna pop too many holes because I might not want it there. I'm gonna fill it out. So we'll start out by drilling a 7/32 hole. And I can always weld it up if I have to, but then I'll tap it. And what this does is gives me a way to hang it up there. This is why I like threading all these holes too, not just so it's easy to work on by yourself, but it's part of building it. You know, you mock it up and hold it there, and then I can do this, you know what I mean? But looks like I was pretty right on with my measurements there. I just got to square this up and then see if it's gonna feel good. So I got my seat in here and actually bolted it up and felt it, and I moved it down, which made this flatter. So that's probably gonna work because I'm gonna trim this off right here, and yeah, I think I can make this bracket work. Then I'm gonna break it so that it goes to the firewall. We'll see. Now I've taken a measurement from the firewall to the inside, actually from right there, because when I break this, it's gonna set down right there. So 2 3/4 and 3 1/4. Let's see how she plays out. I don't know, I think it's gonna work. I got it all on this piece. If I can just make sure it's gonna be straight looking when I break it. I'm gonna trim this end piece off first. Oh, looky there, right on the line. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I think I got lucky because this angle helps because of this tube. I'll try and square it up a little bit where it looks a little bit better, but for the most part, I'll cut a little window in here and a window behind that, and it feels good to me. I just need to see if it feels good to Jess, and I got lucky because I plan on running a brake line right down that seam all the way down here to my cutting brake. I know it sounds kind of funny having a brake line inside, but it's gonna rest right against there, and I think it's gonna work out good. I don't know. I might run it underneath, but there's really, yeah, I'll have to play with it and see. Okay, while we wait for Jess to get back home for lunch, we'll come over here. I'll sand this baby up. Looks like she's gonna be pretty nice. Nice snug fit. And I'm gonna make it bolt in. Okay, I got my layout done. It's actually working out pretty sweet because the batteries are exact same width as this. Not that they're gonna be up here, they're gonna be down here, but just makes it nice for pulling it in and out and whatnot. So I gotta find me a long drill bit, drill that out, and figure out how to cut it. Working out pretty good because this isn't in the way for my drilling program. Whoops. Not that it's the best bit. But I got it. This is a bit that I've had for probably 20 years. It's just a long one that I keep in my toolbox. So. Perfect. Able to get the wheel of death in there without getting hurt. Now I just gotta clean up the hole and pray that my battery box fits. Pretty sweet. I had to trim it right here just a little bit. I'll get that bolted in. First I'm gonna try my batteries and make sure I didn't miss.
Shannon loves sending me on errands to Harbor Freight because he knows I probably can't find anything to buy here for myself. He needed some welding blankets, so he's getting one of each. And since I'm here, I figured I'll just have to take a look around and see if there is in fact anything I might need. Nah, I don't think so. Now, if he sent me to like Cal Ranch or somewhere like that, at least I could get some house decor.
Yeah, I think that's gonna work out sweet. What do you think? Got just a little bit of clearance there. Yes, sir.
Well, Harbor Freight might not have had anything for me, but there just happened to be a Ross Dress for Less next door, and I've been wanting another bird bath, and this is perfect. If you watched last week's video, you probably saw me here at one of my favorite local nurseries, Christopher's, and they were out of chocolate mint, so look what's in. And since I'm here, I figured I'd find a few more things for my poor husband to dig the holes for. The mint I can get in myself, the other stuff not so much, because our ground is really hard.
I got the batteries mounted. I'm gonna put the battery switch right here. I put the seats in. I was thinking I was gonna be able to put it over here, but it's just impossible to get to with them cutting brakes. So it's going here, and then there'll be a little dill right here that will fit the like just some knickknacks. I'll put a little cubby in there that goes down to the floor probably. So I'm gonna start by getting a piece of aluminum broke right here.
All right, Shannon, don't kill me. And I'm gonna try to dig the holes myself. Wish me luck. Final stop on the Jess tour today, scoping out this blackberry bush that Shannon and I always come to. Can you see how covered that stop sign is? It is pretty thick, it's looking pretty good, so hopefully I will be able to harvest a bunch of berries for jam. Lots of flowers, so hopefully those all turn into berries, because I cannot grow a berry bush to save my life.
Always bring your own plants. The plant lady's back in business. You're lucky I love you.
Yeah, you know, it's the one downfall to me not going to the office all day, every day. I have to do something.
Yeah, it's
So
called stay here and entertain me.
So I go shopping.
Hurry up and come back and touch me. Boss is here now. I know the steering wheel's out getting worked on. But how does the gas pedal feel on your foot?
Good.
Little princess.
Wait, what do you mean it's out getting worked on? It's not
Well,
even
you know
on
what I
the steering
mean.
wheel.
I mean our dash and stuff's
Oh.
getting coated, so it'll be here this weekend. And then I'm gonna put the battery switch right there because I thought it was gonna fit underneath them handles, but it's not.
So it'll just be right beside it?
Yep. And then right behind it will be a little cubby, just a hole in that dill. Like,
Similar to
I'm not
the
gonna
gas.
put a lid on it or nothing.
Oh, yeah,
It's
just
just
drop
be
in.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
Thank you. Okay. I got this cut out where it sits through. And now I'm gonna box break this, and this will be a little cubby right there. No lid or nothing, just a hole. Put stuff in. Here's after I box broke it, so it's a pretty deep little pocket to put stuff in. I walk in here and look what I see. The plumber. She's looking, make sure our hose bib's not leaking. All right, I'll turn it on for you. Woo! Okay, Jess approved. She said it looks good, so I'm gonna weld it up. I'm probably just gonna weld the top to keep it from warping because there's such thin spots around it. Okay, while that's cooling off, I'm gonna center punch all these. I marked these so I can drill them. I'm gonna put a bunch of 1/4-inch flatheads in there. The boss is in here making it smell good. What are you making me?
I made some baked ziti. Now you're getting some old school garlic toast.
Oh, there you are.
Here's the ziti.
That looks good.
There's gonna be your toast.
Well, can't wait to eat. I'm starving. TIG welded me some nuts on these little dills to mount that centerpiece. As soon as they cool off, I'll get them spotted in there. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is a little fixture. Gotta straighten that a little bit, but for putting these on, I hold it flush right here, and then I just hit it with my TIG torch. Pretty simple, just like that. This is a piece of 1/8-inch aluminum that I'm using, so when I stick that up there, it sits perfectly flush. Then I just scribe the holes and punch them. Okay, this is gonna be my strap. I'm gonna bolt this up and over, so I'll get that broke. Scott showed up. He's over there putting the grill together. And there you have it. One battery strap hold down. I used 3/16, so it's a little beefy. Go check out Scott's project. Oh, he's making it look new. Pretty sweet. Making some windows in the old throttle bracket. And Scotty's working on exhaust bracket. One electric throttle pedal bracket. What do you think? And there you go. Now I just gotta put the throttle pedal on. Well, she worked me out. Now she's doing yard works. I just come out here for moral support.
See my new little
Oh, you got her a new?
bird bath?
Oh yeah, I seen that yesterday. You out shopping.
When you sent me to Harbor Freight.
Well, your garden's looking beautiful, dear.
Yeah, I need to rake it up a little bit, but especially this mess that the squirrels made.
This morning, Jess and I are playing with the AC, fitting it in here, and I'm gonna have to notch this clear down to here. I was thinking it was a little smaller, but you know how it is, my measuring skills aren't what they should be. I went small because, you know, at least I didn't go bigger like most people.
Yeah, bigger's better anyway. Here I am over here now trying to order a bigger steering wheel. On accident.
But we're just kind of trying to fit things and see where we're gonna put stuff, and this AC unit here is filling up our program really fast.
And don't forget, we just found out the steering wheel we ordered that was supposed to have been here 7 days ago has encountered some sort of problem, and now we're looking at 6 to 8 weeks before it ships.
Yeah,
It wasn't even that special. It was just a leather steering wheel.
I could make one that fast. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna mount this AC unit up here, and then we'll start trimming my aluminum in to fit it, and wish us luck. I also ran into some problems putting this together last night. We got it together, but when I tighten the unibearing, it's pulling the axle down in to the bottom of the tube, like the outer knuckle needs to come up. And this kicked my butt last night. Scott and I were wrestling with it for quite a while, thinking my axle's too long, all kinds of stuff, and I'm waiting for a call back from Josh to see there's on this ball joint delete, there's actually a pin in there, and what we're looking at doing is machining an 1/8 inch off of it to raise this up so that this axle clears the inside of the tube. It's just such a big axle, and there's clearance for it if everything's right, and it's probably a good thing that the tolerances are tight, because who knows, I'd have got it together and not known if it was a bigger axle tube, you know what I mean? Everything would have been fine, it would have cleared. So we're gonna figure that one out this morning, and it's Friday morning, and ordering parts and stuff is almost next to none. But I was talking to 30 Pack Matt this morning, and he's got a couple of these kits down there, and he said he can machine the bottom of it so that it raises the knuckle up, and I could get them up here tomorrow when Donnie comes. But for the most part, we're just gonna keep fabricating and hope that everything comes through. As soon as Josh calls me and lets me know if he's encountered this before with this, I'm not sure. I'm sure someone has. Matt's used these kits on many of things, and he's never had this problem, so maybe it's just the taper in the bottom knuckle not tapered enough, or I'm not sure. But all I know is I need this thing to roll.
I need a 14-inch steering wheel.
No, I thought you were gonna say something else. I was like, Jesus, babe. I guess that counts me out. I mean, I'm more in the 4-inch range. I guess the more you talk to it, the more it grows. But
oh my God, shut up.
Okay, after lots of measuring and talking on the phone and stuff, we've kind of figured out that I need to machine roughly an 1/8 inch off the bottom of this. And old 30 Pack Matt has a set of these. He said he's never had to do that, but it could be maybe just the taper on these didn't get machined enough. And I know Josh from American Iron said that he had a couple different people machining them at first, so maybe this could have been one of the early batches, but no problem. We got it figured out at least, and she'll be rolling this weekend. Okay, back to my work I know how to do, fabricate. I'm gonna mount this up here. That'll be my next project, and then I'll trim that console in. We're gonna make more clearance. We're gonna get rid of this stupid shield, see what it looks like behind there. It actually gave me quite a bit more room because this motor's pretty high, and this is up behind my dash anyway, where I don't need that stupid cover. That's probably made for a hot rod where it's mounted on their floorboard or something, LOL. But yeah, I think it looks a lot better already. Love it when a plan comes together. Look at that, I got all the clearance in the world now. It's gonna actually be a little bit lower, probably about right there. But now I just gotta make some strap mounts to catch that and go to town. Not sure whether I'm gonna mount this on an angle or on...
I'm leaving.
Oh. How come you always get dressed up and leave me like this?
Listen, workout clothes is not dressed up.
That's like driving me crazy. Hurry home for lunch.
I'll be changing shortly because I'm.
Oh, because you're gonna come back home?
Yes, and I'm hot, but I was in too much of a hurry to find something else to wear.
Well, that looks good to me. You can leave it on when you get home.
If I had shorts, maybe.
I can cut them off.
No.
Super short.
No.
Have a good day, dear. Yes, so this has a drain on it. This isn't that much of an angle, but I don't know. I'm thinking I should probably try and be normal with it and mount it normal. So I'll see what I come up with. Because of the duct work and trying to make it up, I haven't made it yet, but I got to make the duct that goes in for the defrost because I definitely want that. I'm going to have to mount it on an angle like this, so hopefully this doesn't fill up with too much water. If it does, then I can actually probably move the drain myself to the bottom side and then let it dump right out on my transmission, LOL. Used this masonite. I've got it square with the bottom and I punched the holes in it to bolt it. So I'll just take this masonite and stick it in there and transfer it and then drill and tap the firewall. Actually, this one is gonna have to be a hole because it's threaded, but you know what? Maybe I'll put a stud on that. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, because I'm too big of a hurry to go to the hardware store to find a stud, I cut a bolt and then I'm gonna put a flange nut on it and I'm gonna put the flat surface towards the firewall. Here is my, let's see here. This is my hole here. So I'm gonna go like this. I already know where the hole's gonna be, so that'll be my stud for now. And then that'll poke through the firewall. So a one-man show can do it. And then the other one will be threaded, which I can start that one. So that'll work out good. Okay, I put some lines down here so that I could get the height correct. And then we're going to mark this. I've already circled the hole up here. And I feel like we're gonna be pretty good. Whoops. I was off. I think that's gonna work. Okay, I drilled some holes. I'm gonna tap them. Well, just that one. Then I'm gonna open this other one up. 1/4 inch. Actually one size more, so it goes in freely. Well, that went in fairly easy. I like it. Nice and tucked in there. I'll have to change this bolt out to a shorter one, but you can see my homemade stud. It's when I get a real stud, it'll stick out just a little bit, but then I can put like a flange lock nut on there and it'll be nice and clean, not too much junk. And then it'll have one more mount out here, or in here. I'll just do like a strap that comes up and weld a tab on it or whatever. That should work very nice. Okay, my next order of business. I purchased this, from Summit. And this has, you know, it's kind of for a hot rod type deal. It bolts to the firewall. It's like a bulkhead fitting, so the AC lines come in on one side, and these were for the heater. Well, I switched my heater over from regular hose to -10, so I can have this style hose, nice hose out here in the engine compartment. That'll come up here to the firewall. So basically all I'm gonna do is replace their stupid AC fitting crap, and I'll just run regular heater hose on the inside with this, so that'll adapt. And I've got these number 10 bulkheads that I put in there, and get rid of this crap that we don't use. And then this will adapt it to the 5/8 heater hose. I think this is where I want them. I got them marked. I'm gonna pilot and drill them. I think it's gonna be a pretty nice shot. I don't really have much else going out here but the air cleaner. I should be good. We definitely want them as close as we can get them there, so yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, we're gonna get these drilled in. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Very nice. Looked like it was meant to be there, and I just gotta clean up my mess where I drilled it. And you can see inside I switched these to the AN ones, and they'll come over here to the heater, and then these two will go to the AC. This is roughly what I need to cut off to clear the heater, so I'll start with that and see if it fits. Okay, take two. My measurements were not as good as I thought. I tried making it really tight and I couldn't get it in there, so we'll go this way. Okay, I got it in there, but I need to trim it again. It's not good, so we'll do another cut, make it straight with this fan motor, and see what that looks like. Okay, maybe third time's a charm, because we're gonna want to be able to get to them hoses, and they've got to come out of here to go to here, so let's try it again. Okay, I got a lot of stuff going on here. This is gonna be my 4-knob control for the vintage air. These will be my air ducts. This will be my 2-way radio that I messed up on putting it in the dash. And then this is just gonna be a cubby to put your phone and all kinds of crap. And then right here, when I'm done, I will put 2 power sources. One being cigarette lighter, and one will have USB ports probably. And then the cup holders, of course, down here. I'm gonna break this side off, trim this down to here, give me a little more room. I'll clean these pieces up, and I'm gonna get all this work done real quick. I don't know about you guys, but looks like there's a union brake involved now.
Excuse me?
Yeah, union brake, baby.
Oh, is that right?
That's where you give this union worker a break.
Oh, are you gonna come wash this dish you've got splattered in the sink?
Oh boy, you can't blame me for all the dirty dishes. I usually do all the dishes.
Well, you haven't been though. You just been making them.
I do the dishes before I go to bed. That was just lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a bird on your feeder. You're missing out.
Oh, I'll watch him later.
Yeah, so it's a little blue still.
Yeah? This is going to be the little pocket in the front. So weld that up, get it cleaned up, and get it put in there. Slowly coming together. I'm going to use this piece that I used in the other dash for the radio, and this is where I messed up. I went to punch the wrong hole, but luckily it didn't go all the way through. This is for the AC duct. It was supposed to be a 1/4 inch hole, so I'm still good. I just didn't want to cut the material out until I got the side welded on. That way it doesn't warp as much. I pulse all my holes afterwards. Here we go. Jess is gonna come help me put a measurement on it.
These kind of look like a pair of tits.
Oh, I like that. Not as good as them though. Mark.
On the outside or the
Yeah,
inside?
on the outside.
Outside?
Right there, mark that.
Like you need to trace it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the other way.
That was it.
Wow, that was very technical. But I
I
can
only-
see why you need assistance.
I only let you do the hard jobs.
How's that working out for you?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't do this. I'm probably gonna mess up my part.
Okay, well then don't do that. How about you just stop right now? You just said I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
Uh-huh, that's what I thought. He says, I probably shouldn't do this, and then he continues to go ahead. Whoops, caught something there.
I like to
Continues to go ahead and try to.
test the abilities, if you know what I
Oh,
mean.
so in other words, what you're saying is you wanted to build another one of these.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just hate using this stupid jigsaw, if you know what I mean. I cut a radius on this because I wanted it to kind of blend with that shifter mount that I put in there. I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you think when I'm done, but I think it'll look good. And I was kind of hoping maybe there's enough room in between there, this angle, maybe to put like some ports in there, whatever you call them, the stupid phone ports. Okay, I rolled this in the roll. It's a little bit much. I'm gonna have to take a little bit out. Yeah, what do you think? It's coming together. Scott Goforth just called me and was watching one of my videos, seeing I needed some wheels, and he called to see if he could send me some, but I told him luckily Vision got me some, and we got them powder coated today, this morning, and I got Donnie's bringing them up. So thanks, Scott Goforth, for thinking about me, and I sure appreciate it. It's time to quit playing. Mama says it's time to go to dinner. It's Friday night here. What do you think about my radius look? Something different, I thought, you know. But got all the AC stuff in there, and the radio, and the cup holders will be here in the morning. I can get them in there. So it's coming along. Oh, Mrs. Campbell did a little decorating today, and she dug her holes for her plants out there. Got the rest of her plants in. Now she's got a stain on her shirt, so she's probably blaming me, but it's not black. I told her it can't be me. We're going to dinner and drinks. Hopefully we can get a chair at our favorite place, or one of our favorite places. Got quite a bit of stuff done today, and Donnie will be up in the morning. Scott's gonna help this weekend, so lots of stuff going on, but we will definitely be getting her rolling this weekend, I hope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your shirt dirty more often so you wear cuter things like that.
I like the t-shirt better.
Oh, I like
You know
this
me,
one
I'm a
better.
t-shirt kind of girl.
Sexy ass wife of
And that's
you.
all I have.
I like your new shoes. Is that cow or cheetah or what?
Some sort, it's like just, they call it animal. I don't know, yeah.
Well, let's go to dinner.
All right.
Tell me.
11, leave about 1, come back about 3,
And this
leave
is
about 5, come back about 8.
Tara says you get drunk 3 times on the 4th of July in one day. Jess, you agree?
I agree.
All right.
That's Jess.
Does that mean you guys are going to get drunk sometimes?
You never know.
I'll let ya.
Oh,
I don't
well,
know.
if you're gonna okay
Flip
it.
says he's coming.
I'll be here.
Where's your ice cream?
Oh, I guess I forgot it downstairs.
We got strawberries, cherries, bananas. This is like a banana split, but this is a coupe split.
It's
This
a
is
trifecta.
the real meal deal. Now find me a movie, please. I got the best wife ever.
Yes,
She makes me a good breakfast. Donnie got eggs and bacon. I got avocados and bacon. Donnie picked up the dash from the anodizer. We got all the stuff loaded back in it. Got the Garmin, the Stinger stereo, which is the display unit and everything. And then the Holly EFI Live. And then the race pack switches. Bracket on the back side turned out pretty nice. This is my mess up where the radio was, LOL. And of course my ARB valves. Got the column all put together. Worked out pretty sweet. What do you think? This is my hole where it drills in at an angle, go through the dash, and then pops back out behind the dash. Donnie's got this thing sitting on the ground. We're gonna try and lift it up on its side where I can weld on the bottom so we don't have to blow the whole thing apart. Hopefully that works out for us. He's been hitting the pipe too much. Or the joint, whatever. Using the forklift to get it up on its side. Okay. Gonna get the old miller after it and just weld up some of the stuff that I couldn't get to on the table, like this and that and that. Lots of little shit. And then finish getting that exhaust mounted and whatnot. And then I gotta pull the tranny out, put the converter in. We got lots of work to do, huh? I also got this air cleaner stuff from Jeff Howe. This is the end piece, and then these deals bolt on, and these are rods, and then you can put different length filters in it. This is a uni filter cover for it, and then this is his shield. And when we get it back on its wheels, that'll be something that I start trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But first things first, let's get this thing welded up. Well, Scott and I are gonna do some mexi machining, we call it. They went to turn these down the other day and they missed. We needed this turned down an 1/8 inch and they turned this down. So just to get us rolling, we're gonna use the old machine. I don't have a lathe head or anything for this, something I need to get, but it's gonna get the job done maybe. So I think we're pretty good. I know you guys are thinking, what are they doing with tools that have numbers on them? We're not certified to run that shit, but that's close to an 8. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we've had a little bit of a holdup this morning because of this bullshit. But we've machined so much off now that we've got where we didn't have enough spacer, so I had to chuck this up in our lathe over there and sand it outside of a 3/4 washer off so that it would fit in here so that it would tighten up. So let's see if this works, Scotty. Let's go see what Donnie's doing. He's over here. I don't see smoke, so something must be fucking not happening.
Well, it's almost break time.
Looks good, hombre.
Yeah, very nice.
I think we're good this time, Scott.
Yeah.
He says, how many times have we said that? Boss came out to supervise. She's like, what's going on? You didn't get the right parts?
I needed some salt.
I told her we're putting the coon tune to her ride.
You didn't know we had a machine shop, did you?
No, I had no idea. Is that how you're supposed to do that?
If you're in the middle of Mexico, it's just kind of like that.
Donnie's about got them all mounted. I'm welding on the bottom of the car and making this exhaust mount.
I just got done having a very good Bloody Mary at Moose Henry's, and while I was there, one of the staff asked, hey, are you a Campbell? And I said, yes, I am. Well, anyway, it turns out that a very good friend of hers in Peoria watches our episodes regularly. Of course, he is always just enthralled by all of Shannon's fab work. So hi, friend in Peoria, thanks for watching. And I'm just getting done now picking up lunch for Shannon, and he's got Scott and Donnie there helping him today. Of course, we're trying to get this off to wiring in just a few days, so wish us luck.
Starting to look like a ride.
Probably 9/16, 12 point.
Yeah. The mat inside the fuel tank now. Kind of see what's going on in here. I got my flashlight in there, but bolting it down.
I really hope these guys know what they're doing here.
Come on. Keep going. Down. Come in a little more. Yeah, right there. Just set it down. We'll get it from there.
You want me to pick it up with the fork?
No.
Slide it under?
Which one slide it?
Huh?
Pick your bolt out.
Working on a little bit of everything. This is my fuel pump plate. I need to get some bolts and I need a regulator. I forgot to get a regulator. Imagine that. But looking pretty good. We got the front axle under there. Scotty's getting the AC compressor out. We're supposed to have all the brackets and everything. Hopefully we do. It's like a whole GM kit. And while he's doing that, I'm making the brake line before we put all the rest of the junk in here. It's gonna follow this, go underneath, and then I'm gonna pop this T up right here and build a couple little hoses to the cutting brake. All already. So we're checking the clearance on this link to this compressor. Go ahead, Scotty. Oh my goodness. It don't get no closer than that. It clears, but we don't have the manifold on there yet. We might have to get tricky with that manifold maybe. Yeah, I got my brake line done, and Donnie made some clamps with our little tool. And I was gonna make this a hard line, but it's such a short line and this is sticking out straight. So I think I'm just gonna put a little short stubby hose, put a 90 on it in a straight. And I think that's gonna work out better. So next program. All right, here's our final test. After we did the drive shaft, we put the longer slip yoke on it so that it would, the 3.5 inch tube would clear the motor mount. Oh, that's it, right?
Back tire's off the ground.
Yeah.
Remember we had to hoop it under here last time.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but
Talk about getting lucky.
I'll take that all day long. That's about a 1/4 inch of clearance. And it's gonna have a limit strap on it. I haven't got them done yet, but just lucky as hell. We got that clamped right now just to make sure we didn't need to slide it away for clearance for the shifter cable, but look at that. Everything is working out lovely. Lots of clearance. So we'll get that carrier bearing spotted in and welded up. I love it. All right.
There you go. There's the shot of the day.
Hey, hand me this underneath there.
He gets in his work, doesn't he?
This is where that yoga comes in handy. Uh-huh. I'm not sure. This is called crouching welder.
Crouching tiger.
And there's someone else crouching under here. Oh, he's laying down.
I'm just supervising.
Yeah.
Somebody's got it. Go for it.
Drive shaft cycle.
So it's a good night.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's a good year. What do you want?
Finally on the tires. It's Saturday night. What time is it, Jess?
Cocktail 30.
Yeah, damn right.
9:03.
These guys have been drinking while we've been working.
That's a lie. Whose is
So,
this?
what do you think was?
On the toolbox.
That's mine. Here, hand that to me. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, Donnie. He's like, I'm gonna puff some smoke for you, dog. Yep. Oh, look at, he says cheers too, the old dog over there. What do you think? I still don't have my side piece in here because I still haven't figured out what I want to do. No, I meant your side piece. That goes on the bumper. Look at, guys. She jumps to the conclusions, damn it. Yeah, I don't have a side piece. I got the best wife ever. But she is coming together. I still got to get this anodized and everything, but dash, all this stuff. Brake lines are started in there. I'll finish them tomorrow. Fuel tank, we got it ready. I just don't have it in. But check this baby out from behind. She is one bad mama jama. I love it. When it's all black, it's gonna be even more beautiful. Yeah, I even love the old gas door. Got the Brannick sway bar. Oh, you can, yeah, I'm surprised you're not sitting in there.
Yeah.
Try it out, dear. Ricky, you go get in on the other side. This is the, as much as they're gonna get to ride in it, and then as soon as it's done, Scott and I are out of here. We're so happy the drive shaft cycled. Arizona drive shaft builds nice stuff. We got the big boy stuff in here. It's like 134 wall, 3.5. I had to go to a long slip yoke to get it to clear, but it's gonna be badass. Well, what do you think, dear?
Is it really?
Try your turn signal out. See if it feels comfortable. I can bring it towards you actually more. It's just on a pinch
once
clamp.
the real other steering wheel.
Oh, you're not on. Put the steering wheel all the way on.
Oh.
There you go. That's a little more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not gonna be able to drive it. I'm gonna have to show her how.
I like to ride passenger anyway. It's easier to hold my monster.
Yeah, works out better for me. You notice how that console doesn't stick up between the seats? Yeah. This ride was built for pleasure. Especially when I'm driving. Yep.
You put the good shocks on though, so there won't be too much bouncing. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we forgot about dinner. Jess made us a nice rib dinner, some squash, and I'm not sure what that is, but we got to drinking and having a good time looking at the ride.
Couple in and I'm already like.
I'm very fortunate to have some good friends that come up to help me. Cheers, Donnie.
Cheers, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Last
my
but not
wife
least, thanks, Jess.
for everything. What is that?
Potatoes.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to eat some. I'm starving. I didn't even know it. I was so excited about the ride. Yeah. Heat me up a plate, dinner. Heat me up a plate, dear. I might have had a couple of cocktails already, sorry. Yes. I am absolutely loving this thing. It just looks so freaking mean. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. That stupid $40 gas door is just killing it for me. ADS shocks. Look at that Brannick sway bar. I left one side off so I could cycle it without the sway bar because I don't like to cycle them with the sway bar because that's called a Band-Aid. But let it be free, and if everything clears, it clears. I still got to get some limit straps on here. Tomorrow we're going to be just going to town on this thing. We're trying to make a game plan because we are running out of time. Scott's gonna come back down tomorrow. Donnie's here, so. And then Monday, I'll be by myself and I'll be building speaker boxes. I don't know about you guys, but I like the front bumper, but it looks like a monkey's face. It's like, hey, whatever. I like it though. I hope you guys do, because I'm too lazy to change it again. And then I can't wait till we get the door bags cut in and do some sweet ass interior. I'm trying and match some of this stuff up. I might have to get some material from Simpson, but yeah, I have a lot of ideas and I cannot believe how this thing has come together. And I don't know, I started this April 1st. Thank you everybody that's been a part of it, and I'm excited. Yeah.
Cheers.
One of my favorite things about the old Scrambler is the tailgate. Not that it's useful for anything but sitting on, but that's right.
Charcuterie board.
Yep, it's gonna be a charcuterie board. Everything. We're gonna make magic on that.
Clothing optional.
We don't just drink, we think. And Scott has a good idea, you know, it looks better, it looks like it flows with the rear if it goes to the front, and yeah, I don't like it. I like that way, and then I think it kind of matches the radius on the door, not that the doors on there are gonna be on there, but the upper part, but yeah, I think it looks good.